most interesting thing. See, investors are going to win big. And let me show you where the wealth's actually gone. So this property right here is one of our properties, valued at $133,000 in January of '09, not too long ago. Well, Doug, he just purchased that same property for $45,000. See, the truth is, the house didn't shrink, the asset didn't disappear, nor was it lost. What really happened here? What really happened was a simple transfer of wealth. In fact, the biggest transfer of wealth we've ever seen. In other words, that asset that used to be owned by somebody else is now owned by Doug. And you see, Doug may not have been able to purchase that property at $133,000, but he has the same asset that has the same income-producing potential. He only paid $45,000 for it. It was a transfer of wealth. Nothing was lost. Truth is, more millionaires are made in the Great Depression than any other time in American history. We all know this. We've all heard this. So do you see any parallels with what I'm talking about here? Mary has paid $45,000 for a property that's eventually going to be worth much, much more. And that asset and its potential was simply transferred from Fred to Mary for pennies on the dollar. Literally for pennies on the dollar. That's how millionaires are made during the Great Depression, and guess what? That's how it's going to happen again. And I hope you can see it. Question is, you may or may not see it, but the big question, and the bigger question is, are you going to act on it? Are you going to do something? Or are you going to sit on the lines and read about the people that did? What's really happening here is we have an explosion of REO investment opportunities, and millions of dollars not only will be made, are being made as we speak. It literally is the greatest transfer of wealth that we've ever seen, and it's happening right now. There's a ton of money out there right now, and properties are cheaper than they've ever been. Everyone knows that you can make money in real estate. It seems obvious. It is obvious. But there are lots of places where you can lose. We're going to show you how you win. Let's look at a couple of examples. This right here is one of our homes. Not a McMansion, just a nice little starter home. Valued at $104,000 just a couple of years ago. Well, let's meet John. Well, John went out there, and we worked with John, and he thought about that home. He says, you know, that seems like a pretty good deal. Well, he could have bought that home in September, but he decided, you know what, I'm going to think about it. Dwayne came along and decided to purchase that property, and because he had the cash and the desire, he bought that same property for $45,000. Understand this, education without application is just entertainment. Think about that just for a second. Education without, I think it should be without application, is just entertainment. Interesting thing, isn't it? Successful investors are converting these opportunities on REO investments. And let me tell you, the opportunities are huge. By investing in the REOs, you're going to profit not from people failing, but from banks failing. From banks failing. These properties are not owned by people, they're owned by banks. And so many people that are out there, they say, well, I just wouldn't want to take advantage of somebody. You know what? That person has lost that home already. They've moved on. The bank owns that property now. And if you feel like you don't want to take advantage of the bank, then you truly are a saint. So what exactly is an REO? Because when we throw around these terms, a lot of people don't even know what they are. And it's actually very simple. REO stands for real estate owned. How are they created? Homeowner defaults. Bank forecloses. An auction occurs. The bank's trying to get back the money that's owed on the property. Guess what? They get stuck taking back the property. This is one of the common mistakes that people have out there. They go, I go to these auctions and I'll get a penny on the dollar. And they go there and the bank's asking for more money than the house is even worth. Why? Because that's what is owed on the house. Remember that statistic? More than 80% of the homes in Vegas are underwater. They're not asking for a penny on the dollar. They're asking for what's owed on the property. So it goes back to the bank. That mortgage is now gone. The bank now becomes a property owner. And that property is on their books. And unfortunately for the bank, they're not a real estate office. They're not investors in that way. They have to dump that property, and typically they're going to do it at a large discount. So who's going to profit from that? Investors do. But not just any investors. You see, banks have to get those non-producing assets off their books. But the thing is it's not as easy as we make it out to be, or what other people have made it out to be. And I'm sure that there's probably a lot of people on the phone that have traveled maybe hundreds, maybe even thousands of miles to go to auctions to find out that there's nothing there to buy. Here's what really happens. First step is they try to use local brokers, and houses just aren't selling, so it doesn't happen. Then they try and auction it off at 80-90% of the perceived value. Again, it doesn't happen. Then they get desperate. They offer even larger discounts. It still doesn't happen. And finally, they just sell it off in large blocks to corporate investors. How do they sell that? To people that are financing? No, they sell it for cash. Cash is king in this market. So does the average Joe ever really get a chance to benefit from this transfer of wealth? The answer is almost never. Almost never. So the question is, how do you take advantage of this market without suffering through this, this broker daisy chain, And the answer is really simple. Align yourself with a corporate investor, somebody that has the ability to go out there and buy those large blocks of homes, and then can partition those off so that you can buy the number of homes that you can invest in. See, Marquis is that corporate investor. We buy those properties in bulk, and then we supply our clients with the right investment property for them, whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4, or more. We have people that have bought more than 50 homes from Marquis, but I'd say our average client buys 2 or 3 homes. Can't do that if you're out there, in the market today. We make that possible. We are the connecting point that allows you to get access to these types of properties. Now, this doesn't happen by accident. It takes a lot of work. Our CEO is a guy named Chad Dushare. He got his start, as a developer. He's owned a printing company. He's done a lot of different things. He's the father of 4 kids, member of the Better Business Bureau, and these are some of the things that he has gone out there and said, we want to do. He says, we're honest and we're always trying to live up the promises we make. That's critical. The reason why I'm here is because we do that, because we live up to that. And the second we don't, I won't be here. And hopefully you won't either. That you'll take your dollars to somebody that actually respects you and is willing to look out for you. See, our mission statement is pretty clear: to provide quality investment properties at an affordable price. We're not going to teach you some secret. Look, the fact is this. The reason why our clients are making so much money with us right now is because of the state of the market today. We're not going to give you some secret knowledge that you're going to have to pay for or join some cool club to get access to our properties. We don't do that. We only charge money for the properties. Chad, are you on the phone right now?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, well, excellent. Hey, I wanted to kind of bring you in really quick and just have you say a couple of words, to the people that are here attending, and kind of tell them what you think is different. Why is Marquis here, actually?
Yeah, that's a good question. We're here basically to fill that gap that you've been talking about for the last little bit, to get people. Everyone wants a piece of this market, but no one knows really how to do it. We're here to bridge that gap for people, to take, we'll take down in large volume and buy the homes, get them restored, get everything ready to go, and sell them off 1, 2 at a time to people, giving them the opportunity. And, obviously everyone's got to make money along the way. That's what we're in business to do. But, we're here to provide a quality product to somebody, to make it to where everyday Americans and everyday anybody can come in and get involved in this market at this time, and provide them with the product that's going to be a vehicle for them making money in the future.
Chad, when you started this, did you always have the business model that you have now of buying properties, improving those properties, renting those properties, and then moving them off to clients? Or what's been how's this transition happened inside of Marquis, and why?
What actually started is I had a good friend of mine that got involved with this. He bought almost 400 properties in one tape of homes, and he came to me and said, hey, here I have all these homes, I don't really know what to do with them. And I, being in the print and marketing and telesales world and all kinds of different industries, I had some opportunity to help him offload some of the inventory. So we used to buy, he bought them, we would sell them unrehabbed, unrented, and just say, hey, here you go. good luck. You got a great deal, make a buck or two on them, and then good luck to you. And what happened was everyone we sold them to ended up coming back to us saying, okay, I just bought this great property in Indiana. I live in California. What do you want me to do with it again, and how do I do that? And so I saw the business model at the beginning was just to basically buy and sell, very, very inexpensive homes, letting the people do the work, but it just didn't work. People were coming back. I saw that there was a niche to be filled here where if you could take the product, rehab it, and basically do all the hard work, everything that the books and tapes and everything people are selling to you to teach you how to do, if we actually just do it for you and then sell the product to somebody, we're providing a much better service. And so that's kind of the evolution of it, going from selling just the homes unrehabbed, unoccupied, to now rehabbing them, getting them occupied, doing all the hard work for everybody because we're good at it. I know how to do that now. So that's kind of the evolution of why we started from selling those to where we are today.
I've heard this a lot. People think, well, I can just go to the auction myself, cut these guys out of it, and do all this by myself. You've been to some of these auctions. Can you tell us a little bit about what the average auction looks like?
Yeah, that's not what it's all cracked up to be to do that. I mean, you can do that. I can guarantee you will spend more money than if you were to just wait and purchase the home from a company like us, just because of the red tape, the taxes, the inspections, all the different things that you really don't know what to do in that specific county. But it's very appetizing. People come to you and say, hey, I can sell you a home for $10,000. I can sell you a home for $15,000. Well, you don't know what back taxes are owed on it, what liens are owed on it. You don't even know what the rehab is to be done on it and who the contractor that's going to do that for you is. So while it sounds good, it's not as easy as it seems. That's why if you talk to your neighbors, talk to the people that have done that, 99.9% of them have ended up with egg on their face or, wasted excess money that they didn't need to waste. I'm currently out of town traveling through. So looking at homes and looking at real estate as we speak. And so, that's the difference of what we do. I mean, I'm out here doing it myself, looking at the properties, knowing exactly what it is that we're buying before we sell it to our clients, knowing exactly what needs to be done, and getting it done for them.
Well, it sounds to me like and I know this is kind of a setup question, and I apologize to everyone up front, but how many homes do you think you can do in a month right now at Marquis Properties? I would assume that you can't do this for 1,000 homes, for 2,000 homes. What's this market look like, and how many homes do you think we're going to have each month?
That's a great question. We've been set up here at Marquis our business model is to do anywhere between 60 and 100 homes a month and be able to manage that. Everyone says, hey, I want to go out and just tackle the world and do all this, but there's a right way to do it. Sure, you can bite off, in that situation, you bite off more than you can chew, but, this market is going to be here for a little while. And while, people like us are doing it and doing it correctly, it'll be here. It'll be here for investors, and opportunity will still be out there for people. But doing it right, that's a whole other story. And realistically, I'd love to tell you we can tackle and do anything, but, being direct, we can do 60 to 100 homes a month ourselves with the property management that we have in place, with the contractors we have in place, with doing what I'm doing right now, looking at properties and choosing the right ones. Great.
And since you're out there looking for homes right now, I assume you're in California or in Florida, right?
Yeah, that's right. I'm downtown LA right now. I'm in Indiana, as a matter of fact.
Well, why Indiana?
This is where the market's hot. This is where, obviously, the deals are. But this is also where, it makes it effective. I mean, it makes no sense to buy a home in California for the same price, getting the same amount of rent per month. You would pay 4 times the amount in California as you would here in Indiana. If you're looking as an investor, you're not looking for, hey, I'm going for a vacation home. If you are a true investor, you're looking for a return on your money. This is where it's at. It's out here. Why spend more money to get $500-600 a month in rent when I can do it out here for this price?
Excellent.